just munching away. I think that's might be an oyster mushroom. They like to grow on the sides of rotting logs. Just munching away. Little squirrels, they live longer than most rodents. They can have pretty long lifespans. Oh, there he goes. He got most of it. I don't know. I think he just finally got tired of me filming him. It's like, don't you know it's impolite? Don't you know it's impolite to video somebody when they're eating? I'm sorry, little squirrel. It's late in the day. The sun is, it's after 7 o'clock now. And it's a little bit cooler. The weather changed. And still warm, but cooler than it's been. And the winds come out of the northeast. It was out of the southwest for the past, I don't know, week or so. So we're getting a little bit of cooler ocean air. It's a little cloudy. We've been getting a lot of thunderstorms. Out in the west, California, where you're at, they've been having very hot temperatures. It's like a record. No, I don't know if it's technically record temperatures, but approaching record temperatures, I think. It's a big heat wave. I think it's related to the El Nino. We haven't had super hot weather. But it's been humid and combined with, you know, in the 80s. Now today it's in the 70s and breezy, a little bit drier. Still not real dry. It's still humid, but not humid by our standards. Animals like to come out here when the sun starts getting low. They also like it when it's cloudy. They don't like the heat either. You can see how lush everything is. It's because we were getting so much rain. It's just another beautiful day on planet Earth. Just remember, you are you. This is your turn on planet Earth. Here's a dog. Hey, how are you? Hey, doggy. Yep. Don't let other people tell you how to live your life. That doesn't mean don't learn from other people. That doesn't mean don't take advice, but you have to process that advice for yourself. And that's a skill that you learn over time. But at the end, it's your life. You develop that compass in your heart when you're young. Develop good judgment and learn as much as you can learn about all the different subjects. So you have a good foundation in everything. You don't have to be a master of everything. You just want to be able to piece things together for yourself. Be analytical. Question things. Doesn't matter who says they're an authority figure in anything. You still, at the end of the day, are going to have to make this decisions for what's best for you. Doesn't even matter. I mean, you can put things in different categories. I mean, we do want to take, the advice, hopefully, of a professional in a field, with a heavier weight than, maybe somebody who's not. But that doesn't mean that just because somebody is a professional that they have everything right. It doesn't mean that you can just follow along blindly all the time. And especially when you have the luxury to stop and think about things. Give yourself time to learn for yourself and to process things for yourself. Sometimes there's emergency situations, and we have to have a different set of metrics for how we go about things. And when I mean an emergency, not just because somebody says it's an emergency, but because you realize it's an emergency. Say, when the immediate emergency, oftentimes, throughout history, every year, every month, and then if you looked at it in every day in some context, in some community or some group of people somewhere, somebody's telling people that they need to act because it's an emergency, but it's not an emergency. So now you have to know to distinguish between a real emergency and a fake emergency. All these things make it sound more complicated, but once you have a little bit of a foundation in different areas and you've learned about different perspectives and different opinions on various things, at times when it's not an emergency or whatever, then you're well equipped to make judgments and things. You want to make judgments on the side of good, and you want to develop that way you're young, so that you don't grow into a person with malintent and things that are persuading you in a bad direction. Some people become very powerful people, and they become authority figures and they leaders and things, but they're completely corrupted. So you don't necessarily want to follow those people, but you also don't want to become that person. So, and the way to not do that is to start when you're young, pursuing, being good, teaching yourself what is good. Good's a very subjective thing, but I think that in the end, we know inside of us good and bad, what is good and what is bad. And some people, they lose their way at some point because of whatever has affected them or impacted them, and I guess they maybe adjust to something that makes them feel like they've lost hope, and that it's just less painful to not worry about being good. Maybe they think that acting just in their own self-interest all the time. It's not that self-interest is bad, it's just that when you do it to the extent that it is harmful to others, it's where it becomes bad. So some people develop into not really having a concern for whether they're harming others or not. And in the end, that's not good for all of mankind, and it's not good for that person either. But I want to be able to embrace life and enjoy life, and to be touched by life, to be touched by all this beauty and everything around us, and to do it in a way where we're sharing it with other people and not taking advantage of other people. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love you.